The number one killer of success in your life is not what you think it is. It's not the economy. It's not lack of willpower. It's not your education. And it's not even you. So what is it then? In this video, I'm going to show you the hidden reason as to why you're not as successful as you want to be and what you can finally begin to do about it. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Paul Sheppard. I've been a therapist and mindset coach for over 20 years, and I coach people globally as a specialist in anxiety, limiting mindsets, and transformational thinking. I am also the host of the Ultimate Mindset Change podcast. And let me just begin by telling you how grateful and privileged I am to be where I am now in life. I feel peaceful and excited at what's possible for me to create in this world. And I'm not saying this to brag, but to show you the contrast from where I came from. Because I was not always this successful. In fact, there were so many times when I nearly threw in the towel and gave up. When I first qualified, I felt very confident. I had the business strategy, I did the courses, I was reading the books. But eventually, that confidence began to dissipate because something was off. I was struggling to make money. It was embarrassing. I started to feel sick with worry. I had that knot in my stomach, the cold sweats. I was struggling to sleep. And I was looking at other people creating success quite easily, and there was me being left behind. So I went on the blame game. I blamed myself. I blamed my industry. I even began to question whether I was cut out to be a business owner. Maybe I should just quit and just find a normal 9-to-5 job. My negative thoughts around this whole situation just got louder and louder, and I was overthinking everything. But there is a stubborn part of me that didn't want to give up. So I doubled down on trying to fix myself, trying to do more courses, get more qualifications, find a better business strategy, read more self-help books. And there was a little bit of an increase in my success. And this motivated me to work even harder. But it wasn't sustainable. It was exhausting, I was stressed, and it wasn't the life that I wanted for myself. And I could feel my mind trying to pull me back into the comfort zone of 9-to-5, which, to be honest, wasn't even that comfortable, but it just felt safer and more familiar. But the universe seemed to have other plans, which would lead me to where I am now. But first I had to listen and understand a message which I kept receiving over and over, but I just wasn't getting. I don't know if you've ever read Eckhart Tolle's infamous Power of Now book, which, when I first read it, just didn't go in. But there was something in me that said, this book is important, so keep looking at it. And there was a sentence that began to stand out, and it said, the primary cause of unhappiness is never the situation, but your thoughts about it. Let me say that again. The primary cause of your unhappiness is never the situation, but your thoughts about it. That resonated. And then he also mentioned in the book that I wasn't my thoughts. That resonated, but I didn't quite understand it still. I was so confused, and I had to sit with it for a while before eventually it began to click. And then I had that light bulb moment, which changed the way I experienced thoughts forever. You see, I realized I was automatically believing the negative thoughts that appeared inside my mind, and that was what was sabotaging my success. And then through exploring the mindfulness world, I found another quote which said, all thoughts are just thoughts, they're either useful or not. Why had I not got this before? I realized that I didn't have to believe any thought that appeared inside my mind. They were all just options because they were just thoughts. This changed my life and success forever, as I was no longer being held back by negative thoughts appearing inside my mind. And that's what you can do too. Because think about it. Think about what's stopping you from creating a life you love. I bet you it's going to be your mindset. I bet you it's going to be your thoughts. That's what's really stopping you creating the success you truly want. We all have those thoughts, don't we? Those thoughts which make us doubt ourselves, make us feel not good enough, make us fear failure and loss, that can make us procrastinate and compare ourselves to other people and overthink decisions before we even make one. Absolutely crazy that this is the carnival of madness going on inside our minds. And what's even crazier is that your mind is not even who you are. It's just a conditioned ego, simply repeating like a parrot what it has learnt to say. Those negative thoughts that you automatically believe that hold you back are not even yours. They've been given to you. So what would happen if you no longer believed those thoughts? Take more risks? Stop holding yourself back through fear? Would you feel more energized? Would you feel more confident? Would you feel more positive? What would change for you? Because I promise you, you would be a completely different person that's more excited by life rather than fighting and fearing it. Because my friend, you are not meant to be caged by your thoughts. You are meant to break free, and this message is a reminder that it is time to begin that process now. You cannot live your life just as the caterpillar. You have to at some point become the butterfly. That tension that you've been feeling deep inside is a reminder that you are outgrowing the old and you're getting ready to start creating your new life. I am excited for you because this is just the beginning. So what can you begin to do? Now this is going to sound so simple, in fact too simple, but don't underestimate the power of this simple practice I'm about to share with you. Begin to take small steps just to watch your thoughts as an observer. You can do it with your eyes open or closed. It's almost like you've got a screen in front of you, and watch how your thoughts appear and disappear. You don't even choose them. They just come up and then they just go again. Watch that repeatedly. Do it just for a few minutes to get a sense of what it's like to be the observer. Then try to hold on to a thought. Try and keep it there in front of you and watch what happens. And if a negative thought appears, fantastic. Welcome it, allow it to be there, and observe it without judgment or analysis. And again, watch what happens the more you let this thought simply be there. The longer you practice observing your thoughts, the more you'll begin to see through the illusions that your mind creates and presents itself as your reality. And this is how you'll begin to break free. Now, I've also created some meditations to help you begin the process of liberating yourself, and I'll link them in the show's description. Now, if your mind is automatically coming up with thoughts that you don't like meditating, you can't meditate, it's not for you, remember, they are just thoughts. Maybe reframe it just for a moment, which is still another thought, but it might be more useful. Think of meditation like going to the gym. It can feel uncomfortable, especially for a restless mind that's used to being stimulated, used to doing something, used to focusing on something, used to problem solving. So staying still can feel hard, but do the reps. Start with 5 minutes over and over every day. Make it your non-negotiable. Your mind will begin to calm down and you will begin to eventually reap the benefits. I promise you, your success depends on you training your mind. Don't waste years of your life struggling, being a puppet to your ego. Your ego is a wonderful servant, but a terrible boss. So if you want to take your freedom to a whole new level, then come and join me in the community. It's free, or you can support. The choice is yours. I do a newsletter. There's a Substack. The links are in the show's description below. And you can also ask about working with me one-to-one too. Let me know how you get on observing your thoughts. If you have any questions, any points around this content, please pop it in the comments below and we can have a wonderful conversation. It'd be good to hear from you.